I don't think he really truly addressed and answered the question. I mean, he just kind of slided it around it, because how could he? He hasn't done anything really substantial against the machine. So I think he answered as best as he could given the circumstances.
In all fairness to the Assemblyman, I mean, it's no secret that in New York we work under the auspice of the 3 men in the room. And in order to receive...
The 3 not so necessarily wise men.
Exactly. and the way, obviously, everyone who understands is that in order to get the good committee, in order to bring money back to your district, you have to be in good terms with the Speaker. And we had this conversation during the break that part of the reason why Assemblyman Powell was elected is because his predecessor, Nelson Dennis, former Assemblyman Nelson Dennis, was part of the coup against Speaker Silver,
yeah,
and I believe it was Michael Bragman, if I'm not mistaken, or somebody, and I can't remember his name, so that just goes to show you what happened to the people involved with the coup.
Into obscurity.
They disappeared. Exactly.
Short-lived candidacy.
So I mean, the mantle of reformer in this state, it's been this way for a very long time, where and it's still the case today. I mean, not so much in the state Senate, because the majority is so slim, but in the state Assembly is undeniably controlled by Speaker Silver.
But of course, there's that kind of political reality in many ways in other states as well. But New York is singled out as certainly by the Brennan Center, who did a study about it. That's where it got that name, as the most dysfunctional legislature in the state. And I would think that if he were going to somehow be able to, if in a debate, I would think he would have to come up with a better answer than that, well, they're just things that you can't change. You know what I'm saying? Because the voters say, well, this is a guy who basically folds because he's going to accept the status quo.
Yeah, I understand that, David, but even in the House of Congress, I mean, it's under the person that calls the shots, so to speak, is Speaker Pelosi.
But there are other power bases as well, committees,
but who appoints you to the committee?
Yeah,
I mean, we saw the instance of somebody like John Dingell, who had been in Congress all those years, and even seniority didn't matter in that case.
In that case either.
It's institutional power, and that's the way it works.
About the voters, he's saying that you have to give the voters credit, that they'll make the proper distinctions. Is that perhaps throwing a bone to the voters, saying, I recognize that you're smart enough to see the difference between those who are running and who's the real candidate against Rangel and who's not? Do you think that's an effective, Gail, do you think that's an effective pitch?
He's gonna put out whatever he thinks is going to garnish him the votes, and if he's going to make the statement that the voters know what they're doing, that's his prerogative to see if that'll work.